This episode of the Community Workbench podcast is brought to you by yours truly, the realtor Matt Noren of Remax Bell Park Realty. For all of your real estate needs, call me at 860-428-6534. Your dreams are my job. This episode of the Community Workbench podcast is also brought to you by American Legion Post 21 in Danielson, Connecticut. Applications are open for high school and college students to apply for scholarships funded by the members of Post 21. High school juniors are also eligible to apply for the prestigious Boys State and Girls State program being run by the American Legion at the University of New Haven in June. Visit facebook.com/Danielson Post 21 to learn more. Welcome to the Community Workbench. This is Matt Noren and Kyle Morrissey. We are your hosts of the #1 podcast in my basement. Every week, we bring you small business entrepreneurs, community leaders, charities, and pretty much whoever we feel like talking to. And today, we feel like talking to the band Whiskey Boulevard. Well, there are 4 of you here. It's Mike, Mary Beth, Ado, and Brian. So when we start, welcome guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I was trying to add levity. I didn't get that wrong.
No, not at all.
So I'm told Brian knows the origin story best. So Brian, why don't you kind of kick it off with, why you guys fulfilled this dream of becoming a band. And I don't know who didn't dream about being with the band.
So I think it was probably 5.5 years ago. Mm-hmm. I actually went to. I just decided I wanted to be a drummer in a country band, and I actually went and I was going to audition for a band out in Rhode Island, and everything was all set up. I was practicing, ready to go, and then it stopped. And the guys were like, "Oh, our old drummer's going to come back," and I was just really bummed. And so right from there, I was just like, well, "What am I going to do?" And I remember that I was in a band with Mary Beth prior to that. So I was like, I wonder what she's doing. And so I ended up reaching out to her, and I was like, "Hey, are you playing?" Because I knew she did a couple other projects, and that ended up working out. She's like, "Yeah, I'm available. I'm interested." And I said, "Okay." Now I said, I had another guitarist that we were originally with, also in another band. His name was Bob, but he's no longer. He was only with us for about 6 months.
Yeah.
So then we went from 5 to 4. But I remembered I was also in an original heavy metal band called Rose from Deception, right out of Moosup, and we played with Ado and Mike's band called White Rose Confession at the Music Lady one time, a couple of years prior. And I was like, he was the only bassist I knew that sang and played bass, because I was like, we really want to try not to have too many members.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So and I was like, so the first thing I did, I was like, I didn't know him. I said hi to him at the show. That was it. And I didn't know him at all. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm going to check out their website and see if
into his DMs.
Yeah.
You really did.
I was like, I'm going to check out their website and see if they have shows booked. If they have shows booked and I know they're playing, I'm not going to bother the guy. So I looked at it, and I remembered it.
We were an all original metal band, so we had shows booked.
Yeah.
2 for the whole.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good.
So it was like it was probably beginning of October or something like that.
It was right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so it was around that era, that time, and I was like, I looked and I glanced, and it showed show dates for like October and November, and I was like, oh man, and I was like, I'm not even gonna bother. So we're kind of deadlocked, and then a week later I glanced again, and it was the wrong year.
Oh.
It was the year
I couldn't
prior.
say the wrong stuff on the website.
Yeah.
It's not very technical.
So I saw the October, November, December shows, and it was from the year prior.
Okay.
So they weren't doing anything, and
Nothing.
so I was like, I was like, oh my god. So as soon as I did that, I saw that, I ended up getting in touch with Mike somehow.
It was Facebook.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I said, hey, I introduced myself, said I'm so and so. I got a great female singer, and I got a great guitarist, and I really love to put a country band together. And me, Mary Beth, Mike, and Bob,
Just us.
just us 3.
What was that?
Us 3 met at Hank's in Brooklyn.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we set up to we did some talking. We just went and met each other, and Mike, I think, said that night that he'd never listened to a country song in his life.
I remember that.
Yeah.
My parents listened to the country music.
And,
I'll brush up on it.
and nobody. I mean, we didn't know anything from anybody. We played, and I played with Mary Beth before. I knew Mary Beth was a great singer. I knew Mike was a great singer and bassist also because I seen him play. But we were all just kind of wondering what was going to happen.
Feeling it out, see what'll happen.
So we picked out a couple of songs to learn, and we jammed, and it was just like, I think all of us kind of like were like, whoa, okay, that was awesome.
Well, then Mike introduced us to Ada.
Yeah, then Mike's like, hey, I got another guitarist guy.
Yeah.
And
Because at the time, it was weird how it all kind of lined up. Because just before Brian reached out to me, we had kind of wind things down and parted ways with our drummer at the time. So Ada and I were kind of in this limbo stage of like, all right, do we want to record what we have left in the catalog and then just start farming it out and see if we could find a drummer? And then Brian hit me up. I was like, well, I'll do this for now for a little side project. And then I was like, we could use another guitar player. I have one who's not doing anything right now because I'm in his other band.
What kind of band was that?
Insider knowledge.
That was White Rose Confession. We started that one back in like 2003.
What genre?
It was like heavy metal, rock, blues, kind of.
It's hard to define. A lot of different influences. The drummer was
Too heavy for
influenced
the
by
blues guys,
Prince.
but just right for the metal guys. Like
Yeah.
they were.
So I was a hillbilly from the sticks, and he loved, like Canadian metal.
Yeah. Let's go.
I'm not sure. I've
Nickelback.
ever heard of Canadian.
I was a big Nickelback. Still a big
Define.
Nickelback fan.
Yeah. And our drummer was a huge funk Prince fan, so
Okay.
we put all in
Smashed
it.
that together. Nobody knew where we went, so we just went everywhere.
And it was funny too because like it was Mike. None of us really. I think Mike and Ado kind of thought like, hey, let's just kind of jam on this, and Brian, if you want to come jam with our metal project,
Yeah, we're gonna like trade off.
Yeah,
Like, well, we need
so-
a drummer. You learn some of our stuff. We'll learn some of your country.
Yeah.
We'll kind of help each other out.
So it's like nobody kind of knew what this would be.
Yeah.
So we were like almost like maybe kind of betting on the other project that was already going because we didn't know how it would go.
Yeah.
And then it was just we built a set list and started jamming more, and then I think we all started realizing how good it was, you know, and jamming with each other, playing. It was really good. We were having a great time. We all thought it sounded good, and we were just hoping that other people did too.
Yeah.
You
Starting
know?
to get more emails.
Yeah.
We want you to play here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, we had an early shock factor. The catalyst that sort of made it all work was Bob was a university professor, and he got a job in Las Vegas. And then we
You got a job for the band, or you got your own?
as a teacher.
Oh, you got a job.
And so he was going to take that, and then was going to leave us without a keyboardist and another guitar player. So we had to make a decision on songs we had just determined we were going to do, and a lot of them were keyboard heavy.
Gotcha.
And without him in the band, it kind of left us wondering, could we continue with these songs, or do we need to hunker down and recompose these and give it a shot? And so that really made us come together and focus. We went from 5-piece to a 4-piece, and we had to make a decision: can we make this work or not?
Right.
And so we took a chance, played a couple of local shows, and we were surprised.
Okay. Well, as I'm not any kind of a musician of any sorts, but just listening to you guys, I've seen you live twice for multiple songs, and just sounds incredible. So,
Greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
and of course, researching for this, I had you on Spotify listening to your music. Now, how many original songs do you guys have?
Right now, 3 that are recorded.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I
I've listened to all of them,
Nice.
and it's definitely kind of to me it seems like a rock country mix.
Sure.
And
Certainly.
it seems
Yeah.
like what you're going for,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, the only one that I kind of felt like comparing it to was kind of like a ZZ Top. Is that accurate? Or
Sure. That's
Some of those
kinda like-
influences in there, absolutely.
And I think some of our roots come out in some of the stuff.
oh, absolutely.
So even though we play country, there's an edge to it. There's a little bit of rock, maybe a little. When we get to go a little crazy, a little bit of metal comes out, and stuff like that. Ado does something with his guitar, and we're like, oh, that's heavy, and when we roll with it. So
well, that's her influence.
yeah.
I try to come out just as pure country as I can. And it's like, can you make that a little louder, a little faster, a little harder, a little meaner? I'm like, well, it won't be country anymore. She's like, that's okay.
I started like wanting to do just country. And now I feel like I'm like turning like rock for some reason. I don't know.
It's a whole different beast now.
You guys have me
Yeah.
singing Rage Against the Machine, so
That's what did it. Yeah, now
they've changed me.
we definitely morphed because we're still primarily, the whatever top 40 country, but we're branching out. We're doing hip hop. We're doing R&B. We're doing,
But you guys cover even classic rock songs.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Creedence Clearwater and something
Johnny
like
Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh,
Queen. Yeah.
Queen.
Yeah.
Journey.
And
Try to grab
White Snake.
stuff. Yeah.
yeah. And I'll say like everything's like that I've heard is like very like you can throw a party and dance to it. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
there's sometimes where you just have like a solo country artist and you may sway to it, but it's not like a party. Like you
Right.
guys throw a party at your concerts. It's
trying.
wild. Or like when you do weddings or other gigs like that, it's like
Yeah.
it's everybody gets on the dance floor and stuff like that. You don't have to just know like country line dancing.
Right.
Right.
We learned that kind of the hard way through trial and error with playing at like the casinos, playing at private events, playing at weddings where you're like, I really like this song. This is a
Yeah.
fun song to play. Let's play it. And then immediately everybody walks away.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh, really?
All right.
Signal to
I
go
can't
to the
play that
bathroom.
anymore. As much as I love that song, I'm
Yeah.
not going to play it.
That's happened a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crosby, Stills, and Nash's B-side from
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
like as fun as it is, nobody wants to hear it.
They're like,
So.
take that as a signal to go back to the bar.
So
More
we've,
drinks.
we've definitely tried to cultivate our current set list with things that we know would keep people, when they get up there to see us, they want to stay up there, and when it's time for us to take a break, they're disappointed. That's the kind of feeling we want, where you want to just party with us for the whole time.
And then there's also like what we do to songs. I guess kind of say that we put the
Whiskey Boulevard.
Yeah, everybody puts their own WB. We call it WB Whiskey Boulevard touch to it, and there's some songs we know are good, but we don't like them. So whether we've said country, some of the country we've done is too twangy, and we want it more rock and stuff like that. So we definitely switch things up to make it our own, and not verbatim.
Right.
Like
Sure.
the
Well, we
recording.
try to make it appeal cross generationally. So
Yeah.
we sort of learned that with the first band, Mike and I, that if we did covers with a 3-piece that we had, sometimes we were covering bands that had 7, 8, 10 members. Like, how do you condense that to 3 guys? And so we just had to learn to do renditions, take a new slant on it, a whole new composition, while capturing the elements that everybody knows and loves, and recognizes immediately. Incorporate that into the tune, and try to give it a dance appeal.
Yeah.
And that sort of just translated to what we were doing, with the new band. So
Yeah, because there'll be artists where if it's a really hot song, maybe it's not something that fits my vocal, or it's not something that fits Mary Beth's vocal. We'll trade it up. Okay, it's a male singer, but his voice doesn't fit my wheelhouse, so she's going to sing it.
Okay.
Or vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is a female, but she's got a really low voice. Let's give it to Mike. So we try to do that too, and then obviously wherever we can, throw a disco beat on it so people can dance.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's I always love that when it's customized, even though it's the same song you might have heard for years, or And even my daughter comes to me, she's like, "Listen to this new song." I'm like, "Yeah, that was in the '70s." You're just hearing it for the first time, right? When you guys put you out, like I had a buddy that would sing at parties a lot, and he would sing rock songs with like a country twang to it. And it was like, wait a minute, I know that song. And it was just like. It would sound totally different, and it was almost unrecognizable. Like,
right,
what song is that? And then, for you guys to do that, it's just like it really puts that WB on it,
right?
Yeah, sure. And if there's songs that we're like, we don't want to play this whole song. We've tried to get really good at mashups, so we'll take all the sweet spots from our favorite songs, just smush them all together in one 10-minute jam that gets all the juicy bits and none of the stuff that we don't like playing.
So you'll like literally transition from one song to another.
Correct.
Yep, within the mix. I mean,
we'll change the key on songs so that it fits the song structure that we're doing, or it'll be, we'll slowly weave it in and try to be as sneaky as possible. So
wow,
it sounds like
that's
you're
like our
listening
specialty.
to a DJ.
I think.
I think
We
Our
try.
mashups?
We hope that's what people.
Well, the mix, the mashup, the whole ensemble, those were definitely motivating factors for what we do. Mm-hmm. And if we, count ourselves as decent musicians, we're trying to pay attention to, for example, if you mentioned ZZ Top, if you have ZZ Top that everybody knows and loves when it starts out, but the last 3 minutes of the song is just a lead.
Oh yeah, okay.
Some people sort of it phases out. People it fizzles. People
Yeah.
lose the desire to dance to it.
Stairway
Nothing
to
against
Heaven. Stairway to Heaven's guitar solo that goes on
Everyone
for 2
requests
minutes.
it, but as soon as you get past that intro,
right.
I'm done.
And with our former band, we used to do Leonard Skinnerd because we got tired of every club we'd go to. People would holler out
Freebird.
Freebird. So we're like,
Every
okay.
single show.
They still do it at WB shows.
We would play a condensed version of it just to get it out of the way to shut everyone up so we can get on to enjoying things without that one clown screaming his head off. And it worked. But that translates to this band as well, and it's a little more condensed, more refined version of that as well. And it's working so far, and hopefully we'll continue that trend. So
yeah, it's a lot of people watching. So you get your song down, you get the set down, you have fun, but then there's that period throughout the night where you're just watching people. Are they liking it? Do they not like this? Did this fizzle out? We recently had a generational
the other night
gap between shows where there was one show we played, break's almost over, it's time to get back on stage. An artist is playing on the radio. They shut that song off so that we can start, and everybody's still singing that song for like the entire chorus. And we look at each other like, all right, I guess we got to learn this song. We learned the song. We played it last weekend. Maybe
different crowds.
Maybe
Different crowd.
maybe 10 people were like, thumbs up. We're like, ooh, okay. And there's been a lot of times where we put a lot of time into a song that we think is just going to kill, and it doesn't. And then there's
doesn't
also
cut the mustard.
songs, I think Brian recently, or Mary Beth, both of you maybe, Gunpowder and Lead's a song that we were playing early on with this band, and then we stopped because we're like, nobody's really into it.
Really?
So for fun, we brought it back, and
They like it.
we're into it again. So it's like sometimes you think and
Yeah, I feel like songs take on, their own track or their own timeline where, like, you won't hear it on the radio for years, and then all of a sudden it makes a comeback for whatever reason.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're hearing it like on every show, it like just comes back,
And we're that way too, because we're like, okay, we're all done playing the song. It needs to go away for a while, just ourselves, And
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys played that you've never played again?
Like the one time.
Yeah, like a one-hit wonder that you
yes.
did
There's some
somewhere.
wedding songs that we played.
No,
once.
it was that Cole Swindell, Jody Messina one.
Oh, yeah.
Heads Carolina. He
Yeah.
did like a
yeah,
new
that one
version of it.
did not do well.
No,
Didn't know.
played it at
Yeah.
the casinos,
bad.
and nobody wanted any part of it. And
No,
We're
It
like,
could have been how we did it though.
It was like it
maybe
poured
maybe we
cold
just-
water all over the audience. They're just
we just did it bad.
Now, did you switch the vocals then?
No,
We shared it.
What
You
we
shared
shared
'em.
it because we thought we were gonna be clever, and we're like, all right, we'll do Cole Swindell's, and then we'll just morph it into the original by
Yeah.
Jody Messina, and she'll sing it. And
Oh, that wasn't originally a duo by them.
no, that was
No.
her song originally.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He brought
I get what
it.
and he
back.
updated it.
Gotcha.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it.
it was
Big.
true.
That was
big
like one
crickets.
show. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whenever I'm
They're like-
public speaking, I try not to look at anyone like
Yeah, no
Oh,
choice.
yeah.
beyond them because
I'm
I
just
don't
gonna
know,
tune this guy out right here.
especially if like everybody walked away. I don't know how you guys.
Mary Beth is just pointing people out, like, "Well, I saw you not clapping at all. So, what song do you want to hear?"
She's the master of that.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what anyone was wearing, anything in any of the crowds I've spoken from. Like, don't see it. I'm trying to remember what I just don't.
Well, when
Sometimes
the
they're
audience parts like the Red
distracting.
Sea, it's a. I mean, even if you're not paying attention, you're like, "Where did everybody go?" I guess they don't like this song.
It is fun though. Like people
Yeah.
watching when people are drinking.
That is true.
Like sometimes I'm like, why did I just watch that person do that? Like,
Well, give us some drunk stories. I mean,
oh,
man.
we had somebody like break their arm at a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
her
I think we were
broke her
done,
wrist.
right? We were packing out, and they were just still.
It was
dancing.
in between the middle set and the last set.
Oh, that's it. Was in between sets.
Because they wanted us to come and play while they were tending to this poor girl. Who's
While
They're looking at us
EMTs are
going-
coming in,
yeah, she's like screaming in agony with her
Time's a wasting.
wrist
Like,
bent that way,
Right in front of the
of
stage.
us.
so what did she? Was
Stretcher.
she like trying to rush
was
the
trash.
stage,
She
or
was
just
trash.
fell
trying to
over?
dance and like slipped on. Somebody spilt their beer. She slipped on it.
Yeah, somebody kind of bumped into her like this, and she
Legs
put
in
her
the
hand
air.
back to break her fall.
yeah.
And it went like a 90-degree angle, and I'm like, oh my god.
She broke something.
So they wanted
Not
you
her
guys
ball.
to serenade everybody while
Yeah.
they
And they said, "Come on, keep playing, keep playing." We're like,
They're afraid all the people in there were going to leave. We're like, you don't have the slightest bit concern for this poor woman.
Yeah.
I'm supposed
paid
to
to
have
get in here.
passion.
Yeah,
That's that was a crazy.
that was
That's a
terrible.
pretty crazy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go way back?
Are they
I've-
watching?
Not with this band.
Are
no.
they?
The pants shaker?
The pants shaker? I did. Yeah. we
Don't
did-
mention any names. It's fine.
Back in the day, play some shows out in Hartford. There may or may not have been a man who relieved himself not,
In a suit.
not number one, and just let it
zoot
go
suit?
right there on
In the middle of
floor.
the dance floor, completely
5
packed,
minutes
shoulder to
before we
shoulder.
started, and that'll clear the dance.
Oh,
floor.
before you even started.
Before we even start.
Perfect.
Yeah, went and just
This
shook the
pregame.
old pant leg, and you got a Tootsie Roll going across the floor,
Oh
and
my-
everybody's like, oh my God.
Now my brain is like, I'm trying to figure out what's the worst one with
His
UB.
pregame show was just over the top.
Yeah, it was
Did he have a zoot suit so he had enough leg room to just let?
older gentleman. He seemed
Yep.
a little confused. There was a big line in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I mean, you're gonna get, there's always
It starts to become normal after a while.
yeah.
The door
Then-
to the
then you
bar
need-
did look like a porta potty. So.
Yeah.
Then you need something
his
really,
defense.
really big to be like, whoa, hey,
Yeah.
check this out.
Yeah, the microphone smashed me in the mouth a couple times. We play
Always.
we play like the really tight shows, the really small bars, and everybody's getting hammered, and they're just hitting the mic stand, and it's just
We will knock a tooth out.
Especially
smashing you in your mouth.
in the next-
During Fat Bottom Girls, that's when they really start shaking it into his mic stand.
yeah,
And then that
What it
translates right into the teeth. So
yeah, that was
Wow.
rough. That was rough.
You guys should get some covers like we have.
Well,
Actually,
the
not as
did,
bad.
Right, right.
we need like a chain link fence.
like the Blues Brothers with
Yeah.
the chicken wire.
Roadhouse, yeah.
Yeah,
We've thought of
I
it.
think that was probably. I don't think anything crazy.
No, nothing too crazy.
nothing too nutty.
We've played a couple private parties where the cops got called like midday.
Yeah,
Neighbors not happy. We've had that, and then they asked us to turn down. We played a wedding that cops came, and they were. It was like we were very surprised. Just
What wedding was that?
Oh,
remember,
yeah.
and that was in Lebanon. Yeah,
Was that Corey's?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I don't think it was due to us.
No, I
somebody
thought-
had
No, I
it's a
thought it was
medical-
volume.
No.
I thought somebody had like
Somebody
a
was like in
heart
a
problem.
having diabetes problem.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was crazy because
You should tell that
our
story. We
opening
gave him a
band.
heart attack because we rock.
The music was just so loud. It was like,
I don't think he took his insulin.
we were a little too arrhythmic for his heart.
that's what it
Ooh,
was.
well played.
The opening group was a 40-piece mariachi band. So
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
good.
They were great, though.
That was awesome.
They were
Yeah,
awesome.
that was a really
They're
fun
fantastic.
wedding.
It was such
Yeah.
a celebration. So fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I did arena security for Mohegan, it was every group, whatever group that was for whatever show, had every walk of life. From you know what I mean? It was like you had the guy that would relieve himself without getting to the bathroom. You would have, you would have your druggies.
People you got to wheel out.
Have every genre or whatever seems to have every walk of life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, we've experienced.
Wait, what?
What about that show where we had that sound guy that was like on something?
Oh.
Oh, that
Oh
was a
my
good
God.
learning
Guy running
experience.
sound for your show.
We sounded awful.
Oh, we were.
Okay.
He showed up an hour late to the show. And,
Perfect.
and comes in the door with like this, various types of powders falling out of his backpack. And
That's a waste of money.
And I'm like, I can't hear. And he's like, it's not me, it's you. And I'm like, okay.
Sorry.
And everybody's like, you guys don't sound good. I'm like, we're only as good as our sound guy. So
That was the worst sound. And you can't even call him engineer. You just sound person I've ever
Bad.
seen.
Just
You know,
that was
I-
the worst person
I think
they
the
grabbed
sound
off
man
the street
passed
to
out in
come
the
and
alley, and they
learn
sent
how
in
to
the
fix a
the
band.
drug seller.
And then he started
I'll take
blaming
care of it for you.
He started blaming it on us
Yes.
and
Yeah.
being like, "Oh, you need to do this X, Y, and Z." He did not know anything. He just started passing
Rough.
the torch.
It was rough.
Yeah, that was
Real
that was the
sabotage.
worst.
That's and we've learned from that too, right? Where back like Brian and Ada were talking about in our metal band days, you deal with that. Like the places you play are just like dives and nobody's there to make sure you sound great. So you just play as loud as you can and hopefully people think you're awesome and badass and you move on. But
And they're moshing anyway, right?
yeah,
So
but in
true.
in a band like this, it's like you really got to like do your homework. So people reach out and like, hey, we want you to play here, and you got to do before you say yes. You got to do some research. You got to all right, where is it? What kind of crowd do they bring in? Is it our kind of crowd? Are you trying to square peg round hole it where maybe we do well with the crowds that like us, but you're just trying to bring us in to get bigger crowds in your venue, but maybe that's not the scene that we're part of. So it doesn't work for anybody. Like everybody's always like, why is this band here? And then the owner's like, well, where's everybody? Like, a lot of people won't really want to come here. So
They're scared of
they're
you.
afraid of getting stabbed.
Yeah, in
So
your
we've learned our lesson
1970s
there.
Cadillac out in the parking lot terrifies
Yeah.
everyone too. You want to tell them about Pete, the Pete
Pete?
incident,
What was Pete's incident?
the pedal
Refresh me.
board.
Oh wait, no. We
Oh.
just dropped a name. Is that bad?
We did.
Just
Yeah,
his
but
first name. There's
Pete
really-
Is this HIPAA?
No,
Pete is just so
Not medical,
easy.
so-
just a person.
You just get sued.
Jump
You get
right
sued in regular court, not
Yeah.
medical court.
That was a good one. Private event. Guy has a little too much. Probably some of this stuff.
Yeah, he was bringing over a tray of shots for us, but
Oh.
we were playing out in a yard that was all gravel, and he comes over right in front of my pedal board, and he's leaning out like this to, so I can grab a shot while I'm playing. I'm like, I can't do it right now. Yeah.
Right.
That was on the trailer, right?
No,
No.
that was
No,
out
their
out on the
yard.
gravel,
Oh yeah.
and
okay, I got it.
Might have fallen on the trip.
he lost his footing. And to his credit, he didn't spill the drinks, but his forehead went straight down in front of my pedal board and landed on a rock like this, right
Blood
between the
everywhere.
eyes,
Man.
and was just like spewing all over me like a lawn sprinkler, my guitar, my pedal boards. And,
Covered in blood.
yeah.
Wow.
It was the most metal thing.
Yeah.
I've ever
I was going to say,
metal.
is that the name
we're
of
like
your
Gene
next
Simmons
release?
would have been proud.
Covered in blood.
We have some rowdy fans.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Even more so than when we were doing the metal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not a party.
Doing the arena security, you get a kind of like a overlook of what every genre brings in, and country is just a lot of drinkers.
They party.
Yeah.
They party,
Yeah.
man.
Inhibitions are lowered, and
They have a good time.
So
Yeah.
fun.
yeah,
It is.
They get a lot of practice in and tailgating before
That's
Yeah.
it.
before they
Pre-game
see
it.
you.
Pre-game it before you get out there. So.
So you all live locally. Are you all from the local area originally?
Do I start?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm actually from the Putnam area,
Okay.
and I moved away about 10 minutes.
Wow.
And now I'm from out of town. I'm only in like Danielson. But yeah, actually, I think I moved to Putnam when I was like 7. So
Gotcha.
I was in Putnam most of my life. And
So you guys are all from Connecticut, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, no. Ado has a lot of history, but
Yeah, I'm so old.
I think she's calling you
I'm
old
not
again.
telling anybody.
No.
you were here
it
like
quiet.
late 90s, right? Late 90s you rolled in?
2000. Actually, I was supposed to be
2000?
catching a flight like during 9/11. It
Oh, okay.
got canceled
Oh, wow.
because I just bought a house out here, and then because of that, it was canceled. So it was delayed by 2 weeks, and so.
So you stayed in Connecticut because your flight was canceled?
No, I was
Lived here ever
coming
since?
from Colorado, so moved here from there. But originally, I'm from the Ozarks. So
Wow. So you're from way out there.
yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said I was a hillbilly from the sticks.
But now he's our hillbilly.
That's right.
And Brian?
Yeah, I was born in Willimantic, and I live in Brooklyn.
Nice.
So been in Brooklyn for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, stayed pretty local.
What's the furthest you guys have played from home?
Good question.
Baltimore.
What? With this band?
This
What band are
band.
you here for? I'm just curious. You do know it's Whiskey Boulevard, right?
No, because I'm so old. I can't remember.
I'm trying to think.
For this
I
band.
feel like for this band, I haven't.
Like an
had
hour
to
and a half.
drive
Hour and a
more
half,
than an hour and a half.
90 minutes probably.
Bristol,
Yeah.
Bristol.
Yeah.
area?
Still, spreading out where we can. You know?
When we played the Big E or whatever, was that?
Yeah, but
yeah, that'll be
like
an
we don't
hour and a
want to
half.
go too far, do we?
About 90
Well,
minutes. Yeah.
I guess it all depends, right?
Depends on what they're paying.
There's a lot of cost involved with
For the right dollar
anything
amount.
over.
Oh, yeah.
anything when you get to
Not
2
to make it
hour-
about that. But
We got that
2-hour
offer to play at the
drive.
Outer Banks, which we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you
Yeah.
got offers to go other places.
oh yeah,
We,
but you have to be careful how you approach those.
Right.
we get offers to go to Maine all the time.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
true.
like we got like 3 or 4 offers. People just having big parties out in the middle of the
Yeah.
woods, and I'm like,
Yeah, they're big on country out there.
sounds creepy, but maybe I'll do it.
We had a couple inquire about weddings down south too, remember?
Yeah.
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 Like they were going to fly us all or we were going to travel, bring all our
Trying to
gear.
figure out the logistics.
Yeah, they were trying to
End up happening.
we threw a couple ballpark prices at them and they were just like, "Yeah, that's not a big deal." And we were just like, "Whoa, okay."
You'd be like John Candy in Home Alone.
Yeah,
On the
yeah.
Back of a
Yeah.
U-Haul truck.
Just practice
The polka
in the back.
band.
Somebody's driving. Yeah. Yeah,
So yeah, but yeah, like you say, if compensation.
yeah.
So-
We don't rule it out. Again,
Yeah.
you know, if you're gonna do it all and then you got enough money, you got just barely enough money to pay for the gas. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not worth it. But
And we have families. Well,
Right, I was
like
just going to say.
Mike and I
you
have
guys
young
all
kids, so it's like, I don't know.
yeah,
It has to be.
I don't
worth it.
mind.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the dad in his family, so
Well,
whatever.
there's a
I'm the mom.
consideration. Yeah, true. There's a
I'll go for a
networking
week
consideration
somewhere. Where
too.
we going?
Thank God for Brittany.
Thank God for my wife. Thank God.
Is she kind of like your manager?
She is my life manager.
She's just.
She manages my children. She
Well, like-
manages me.
Can you imagine
grateful
having
for her.
anybody else? Like, she's very supportive.
She
so,
is very supportive.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to do as much of this as I'm currently doing without her. So absolutely. Yeah. So if we do plan trips, up north, I've always got them in tow. Like I'll if we're gonna do something, it's just like, all right, I'll make it a weekend. Bring the
Right.
family.
Make it a vacation. You can go up,
Yeah.
play, and then
Right.
continue vacationing.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
So maybe I mean we've talked about it. I'm sure there's places we can book if we ever wanted to try to.
Well, Brian pointed out a long time ago there were many opportunities that we took that we weren't going to make too much money, and we'd be lucky if we made back gas money. But he said, this is a networking opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
Where you get your foot in the door this time, it may open up to other things or more opportunities that are higher paying down the road at the same location.
Oh yeah. Some places we take a huge pay cut because we're like, well, we need to get in there. Like we have to get in there. We need those new fans.
And it's not a bad strategy because
Yeah.
we've had so many times you go to a show where you're thinking, it was such a long drive here. I'm so tired, and we got to play another 3 hours and then an hour to pack up and an hour to drive home. And then the next day you're like, I'm so glad we played that because you're just getting hit after hit after hit,
Nice.
because people want you to play at their wedding, their barbecue, their pig roast or whatever.
One always leads to the other.
Right.
Yeah. So it'll kind of even out.
Kind of like
and-
your time on Community Workbench.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love this is our first podcast. So
Never done a
thank you.
podcast.
And we try to mix it up, go everywhere. All whether it's Mass, Rhode Island, Connecticut. We try not to. We just try to make it different for us and not go to same places all the time and and have fun with it.
Yeah.
Because
And-
then people, then you kind of turn. It's. I feel if I know that the same band is going to be down the road every weekend, I'm just like, I'll catch them next weekend.
yeah.
But if we can kind of make it an event to say like, ooh, when are they coming around here again? It's going to be a little bit. Let's all get out
Gotta
there.
We gotta
people
strategize.
wanting more.
Yeah, we
Right.
kinda,
Yeah, it's more enticing, and you can tell people are having fun
Yeah.
instead of looking tired. Like, not you guys again.
Oh, we've heard this set list.
Let's go to the
500
salad bar.
times. That's like my dad refuses to come to our shows because he's like, you play the same songs over and over. Brr, brr, brr. When are you gonna learn Elvis?
Yeah,
yeah,
but you always leave before we bring out the new stuff. So
that's right.
I will say your dad introduced me to Elvis, and
Are you a big fan?
thank you.
I
very
wouldn't
much.
say a big fan, but I definitely listen once in a while. Elvis has
But
some great
Elvis.
hits.
Yeah.
And I think it's also a balance too. Like they said, they have little kids, so you can't make this 3 shows a week either because we're gonna be burnt. So
Right, right.
But-
it's a balance of making sure it stays fun. We go all over the place and we keep
Stay
it
relevant.
Yeah, stay relevant. Keep it fresh for us. And
Interesting.
Yeah, fresh.
Yeah.
High road.
Well, I
I
think
wrote,
that's
yeah.
why we've stayed together for so long. Most bands, like new members, are already in by now. We've been together for like almost 6 years,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we're like
6 this year.
really supportive of each other. And with families, we're like, all right, we got to cut it down. We can't do this many shows anymore. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We work together.
We said that, and then all of a sudden we started booking more shows. But again, it's
Once your kids
It's
hit
good
the
to say
toddler
it.
stage, you're like, I can get out of the house.
guys, let's do a triple this weekend.
We gotta go.
Kids really fussy.
That's the way it
Bye.
goes, though. I mean, it just seems to be that when we decided maybe we should taper it off a little bit, then things just blew up because we had so many things booked and ready to go right when COVID happened, and then we had to take a detour, or shows were canceled or whatever, and just sort of take what we could. And coming out of that, it started to grow a little more.
Yeah.
And we got accustomed to that, and then we're like, maybe we could taper it off a little bit, and then it exploded. So
yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. But there's no,
you have to be grateful for those moments.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. With this group here, there's like nobody's guilting anyone into shows. Like we all understand the assignment. We all know, what it
Okay.
takes. We all know everybody's life outside of this. So like if we say, hey, we're bringing it back, I can't do these dates, it's a thumbs up from everybody. And then if something sweet pops up, we're like, should we though? This looks like a really fun time and
They-
a really cool show, and everyone's like, yeah, all right, fine.
Well, I'm the one that usually blocks off the most time. Like, I can't do this Friday. Can't do this Friday. Because, like,
Busy.
I don't know.
Busy.
We work
Right.
real
Yeah.
jobs.
Right.
So, like, Michael hit me up. He'd be like, "Well, Mary Beth, you think you can do anything about this
I always
date?
ask either way.
You got
Sometimes
it
she'd
blocked
be like-
off, but just in case."
Is it in the afternoon? Because as long as I got the night off, I think I could pull it off.
Yeah, I'm like, "What is it?"
I'm gonna try that.
But what time does your flight get back in from California? Can you
That's-
make it?
Like seriously?
Oh, yeah. I went
We
to
did that.
Florida. Like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and we had a show like that day.
Flight
Yeah.
rolls
That's
in.
dedication.
So you had the show, and then you took off to Florida?
No, I
Or you
came back from Florida and had a show that night.
You're lucky your flight wasn't delayed.
Right.
They're lucky.
Yeah. Hey, it goes the other way too, because like when we did the Big E, I'm like, I don't want to do the Big E, and she's like, but the corn dogs.
Yeah. I think that's what roped him in. That's how we got 8 of the
All right,
Big E.
we're going to get corn dogs.
It's about the
Okay.
food.
And we'll
They're
do some
corn
singing.
dogs.
We never told you either. We learned 16 Mike songs that week because in case your flight got delayed.
Did you?
No, it's just,
So we were ready. I at
So
least had
intense.
the first set done by myself, so you could roll in.
we're
at like
we're
11.
practicing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's what we did.
Yep.
How often do you guys practice?
What?
Like-
Actually, you're taking up our time right
Tonight
now.
is practice night.
This is
So,
practice.
It's usually Monday nights.
Oh, okay.
yeah, get some time in.
No, it's nice to not have practice every week. Because we just had 2. Did we have 2 shows
Yeah.
this week?
Back to back.
Yeah.
You guys
did?
played at
Well, the weekend before.
Weekend before.
and then you had the music lady this weekend.
Yeah. Lady.
How'd that go?
It's awesome.
Packed.
Really well.
Nice.
Awesome.
It's
Packed.
fun.
Good.
They were having people park at the commuter lot and walking over.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
I honestly would expect nothing less. Honestly,
Thank you.
Like,
Well, we were shocked because of the deluge.
It was torrential.
Noah's
Oh,
flood.
right.
Rain
oh,
was.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Saturday.
We're like,
Yeah.
wow, this will get rained out. Maybe I don't know. People want to get.
Yeah, and we didn't know what was going to happen because it was just pouring so bad.
It goes like one way. Some people are like, it's pouring. Let's go do something inside. And other
Yeah.
people are like, I'll get wet if I run from my car
Yeah.
to the building.
right. Right.
And we've noticed that a lot of times where the condition of the weather is what makes people lose it and go out. They're like, I don't want to be cooped at home while this is going on, or there's a storm coming, or whatever, and they decide they're going to go out. Boy.
Yeah. And I think that goes back to the going all around. Like we haven't been local that often. So
Yeah.
this was the first time in a while we'll be back, and there was almost 300 people
Like
there.
a year.
Yeah.
good
It was
Like-
Yeah, you don't realize how popular you are till you play local again. You're like, oh
Yeah.
wow, it
Yeah.
must be our.
and there was a lot of new faces there I haven't seen.
Oh, you guys,
Yeah.
you guys
Oh,
yeah.
remember people's mugs when they're in this in the.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, but
Sometimes they won't let
There's
you.
a few that stand out.
Remember me? Hey, guy.
Right, dude.
Hey, high tops. How you doing?
Yeah,
Wow.
that was good. It was a good time.
yeah, it was a blast.
It was a great time.
You guys have like a full schedule coming up. Is there like a season to being in a band? Is it like
Typically
busier?
summertime.
Is busier.
Summer to fall is usually the busy time.
We try to rotate it too. Like summer's more of private party-ish.
Yeah.
Weddings,
Yeah, where you
Weddings,
can play outside and stuff.
pig roasts, and stuff
Weddings,
like that.
roasts, but parties. We try not to go into bars too much in the summer.
Yeah.
Unless we're out on like a patio.
Probably
Right.
Yep.
miserable
Yeah,
in
so
there.
some of the bars have big patios and big stages set up, and we try to go out into those places.
You guys ever played cellos in the water in
No,
Warwick and Rhode Island?
Oh.
no.
They have a big stage there too, but they also have a sound ordinance that's complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, we've dealt with that.
we
Yeah.
got hit with that last
Moose
year.
up.
Yeah,
No,
up
remember
pod?
that place played somewhere in Massachusetts. I won't say where. And we thought we were going to be outside.
yep.
Oh,
and they're
right.
like, oh, no,
Oh.
you're inside because the
Oh, right. I
lake's on
forgot
the
about
lake. And it was so small. And we were miserable.
And everybody was outside.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're,
So you get
That's
like
interesting.
we're the band
just
stuck
funnel
inside,
into
and
the
everybody
bar every
is
now
out.
and again.
It's like
by the
everybody
water.
just took their turn walking through and waving and
Yeah.
listening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they go in, get a drink, and sit out. So we'll listen to you out here.
And we just tell each other, we're like, well, it's practice. Okay.
It ended up being a party. They loved it, but like you said, a lot of people were outside, and when we're loading up and setting up, we're looking at the stage outside. So because they had some ordinance going on, it was like in court.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
it
didn't
was-
have a permit
They
to
didn't,
have an out.
or they were
Right.
there were neighbors were fighting them or something like that. So they're like we got there and we found that out. So that was
Yeah.
and it was beautiful outside.
Ah, it's a perfect
what?
day.
It's perfect.
I was
Great.
miserable.
Yeah,
Oh, look, honey, they have a band on display.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's go out to the party.
Yeah.
Rock pose, everyone. That was totally different than the show we did on Moose Up Pond there. There's apparently some ordinance that's supposed to be enforced, but we could hear people on pontoon boats across the lake going, louder!
Yeah.
About 40 people on a boat, and they're like, louder!
Yeah.
Where was I at any of these shows?
You were there.
I don't remember that. What?
Yeah, the last time
That
we
was
played
that was down the road from my in-laws, the Moosa Pond.
We
Nighttime.
Remember the guy was like, here's $200, just play one more song.
We're set up under a deck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sound travels
Yes.
over water too.
Yeah.
How much were you drinking?
I know. Well, when we first started,
Before kids.
yes.
The partying was bigger.
Yeah.
There's a lot of partying.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've matured as musicians.
We have.
And
Only
then-
because there's so many stinking shows. Like I can't get drunk. I need my voice for tomorrow.
Yeah. True.
and then like that,
Gentle.
and then the next day you'll get we'll get a message and be like, hey, I was across the lake on my deck,
Yeah.
and be like, we
That
love
was
the
great.
show. You guys sounded great, and we're like, oh, thanks,
Awesome.
awesome,
That
you
was
know,
funny.
pretty neat.
Awesome. How can people get in contact with you for a gig?
We do have. I mean, whiskeyboulevardrocks@gmail.com is the email. But if you go to whiskeyboulevardrocks.com and just peruse the website, there's a little contact thing, and you can
Facebook too.
Facebook,
Instagram. You want to continue with your joke?
No.
TikTok.
We're on TikTok.
Snapchat.
Are we on Snapchat?
Truth
Maybe it's a
Social.
Snapchat.
Yeah,
Farmers only.
he did Snapchat. Every show, he says
Every
the
show.
same thing.
Farmers only. Christian Mingle. MySpace.
Bumble.
Every
Bumble's a
single
big
show.
one.
Because it's always a different crowd usually. So
it's not.
It kills every time.
I know.
But if we're
Gotta air the
plugging,
material.
if we're plugging, we are at the Truck Bar in Berlin, Connecticut, this Friday, 8 to 11.
It's really
Imagine
far.
like an
Super
airplane
cool.
hangar,
Really far.
an airplane
know,
hangar
yeah.
full of arcade games and cornhole and a live band.
Yeah.
I thought they
Like
got rid of
this
cornhole.
Firewood
Basement,
pizza.
but 10 times bigger. It's just
Oh.
super cool and
Brick oven pizza. Yeah.
yeah.
It is a very cool place, but it's
Yeah.
kind of far.
And
For
then,
depends
Hour
on-
20, right?
The stage is a truck.
Yeah,
bed
we
with
haven't
2
quite
trucks
reached
on either end.
people an hour and 20 minutes
All right.
away.
So,
with that.
we're,
about
we're
Worcester?
in
Working
Worcester
on
on
it.
Saturday.
That might even
Saturday's
be a push.
Worcester. Is that a push? 30 minutes?
Well, that's the big city now.
Oh, you know,
They have
we're-
one ways there.
The actual city.
Are we at,
Worcester's
Off
off
the
the
rails.
rails. So
Off the
the DCU
Nice.
Center, which you may know,
Yep.
in Worcester, the city.
You're
They
not
have this.
playing-
Massachusetts.
They have
Yeah.
Worcester,
We're
Massachusetts.
playing next to the DCU Center.
Yes, it is. That's true. So DCU's got the big. It's like the Woo Brew. So the Worcester Brewing
cool.
Festival over there is big
Yeah.
beer festival. We're playing the after party at Off the Rails, which is literally the bar across the street. They have a
cool.
huge stage. If you look up Off the Rails, it's big lighting, big stage, free show. So that place is gonna get mobbed.
Do you know what day?
That's this Saturday,
That's this Saturday.
9/11.
Yep.
Day before Easter.
The day before Easter. Who doesn't want to go out the day before Easter?
Right.
Just
I don't know.
and
Have fun.
you know Greater Good. Have you
Greater
had their
Good
beer in Worcester?
Brewery?
No.
I have.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're
Sponsor.
they're sponsoring.
Nice.
So it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah.
Be a blast.
So do you guys do a lot of gigs where you have to buy a ticket? Or is it usually a sponsored gig where it's kind of a free show sponsored by
That's a
somebody?
good question. I'd have to look. I think a majority of our shows.
Should we
are
ask
not
your
ticketed.
manager?
Maybe there's a cover. Yeah, call my wife.
Do you have a manager?
She'll be like, "When are you playing?" I know. I'll check the website.
Yeah, because sometimes like Off the Rails will they'll offer tickets in advance for $5 cheaper than the door, and
Correct.
there'll be links for it and everything.
Yeah.
But then versus where we played at the Music Lady this past
cover.
weekend is $10 at the doors.
And
Right,
most
cover
time,
charge.
if there's a cover charge, that's how we're getting paid.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
sometimes,
So don't just stand outside.
Show
and
some
listen.
love and
yeah.
pay the price of entry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
if
like,
don't
the
go
door
home
guy
with much.
remembers to take the money, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
it might be a good night.
What am I doing?
I thought I was just holding the door up there for you, pal.
Man. Yeah, I would say not a lot of tickets. Not mostly city stuff is tickets, but I think Off the Rails might be the only like really. Samuel Slater's. I think we played there.
Yeah.
That was a ticket.
That's
event,
Webster.
but That's
Webster,
Webster.
okay.
Indian Ranch.
So I think those are the only. Games.
Yeah, if you played at Indian Ranch, that's definitely ticketed, isn't it?
Do we play Indian Ranch?
Our resume
Listen,
says that we've played.
We have. There's a little stage, like a little.
A corral stage,
a little-
about as big as this table.
Yes, we play on that.
And we go
That's
on
next
about
to the main
9:30 in the morning.
4 tips.
We'll do a quick 4 hours before everyone gets there, and
4 hours.
We don't get paid, but it's so fun.
We
It was
just
That's
do
just
it.
for prestige, right?
But
Yes.
we've gotten into Samuel Slater's because of it. We've gotten some private events.
You never know
weddings
who's going to
because of
be
it.
at
So-
those events.
well,
right?
do you know Chase
True.
Rice?
No.
Okay,
I know Chase Rice.
he's
Chase
a
Rice.
famous
He's-
country singer.
Yeah.
He's great. I was on his tour bus and I held his dog
See?
because we played for his
That's
show.
not a weird metaphor. She just held it.
So he.
There actually was a canine.
We try to keep it PG-13 or cleaner here.
He's an idiot.
Thank you, 4 Roses.
Just burn my release form right now.
I didn't read it.
Milk it.
I didn't read it either. I just signed it like I do everything. Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
He saw the alcohol and was
We
like,
now
"Heck yeah."
manage and own 50% of Whiskey Boulevard's
Oh, you didn't know that?
That's one thing of this.
Oh, I guess we'll be seeing you.
Yeah,
Venmo
we'll
payments.
pimp you guys out.
Yeah, so you'll know. You know where we're playing next then.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We know
Chase
nobody
Rice.
and have zero music connection. So
But it is pretty cool at the Indian Ranch, like you said, those experiences, and then every once in a while the big bands will do their sound check, and then you'll see the band come and watch you play.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
You'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
that's the drummer, that's the guitarist.
And
that,
they were
you know,
filming us.
Yeah,
It was super
and
cool.
so you know, and-
Yeah, and it wasn't just like, hey, I'm really interested. They
Yeah.
passed by and they stayed and listened to the
Well, you
whole
never
set,
know when
so-
they're in the area and need somebody to open for them or stuff
Sure.
like that. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's most of those bands that come through Gillette and all those. They find someone local. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
We did open for Eli Young Band, like officially open.
cool.
That was official.
The same stage, not this little stage on the
where-
side.
Where was
That was at the Woodstock Fair in the big city of
The
Woodstock.
hottest.
Yeah. The actual.
where the cows out,
You know,
where the
that was-
people.
Yeah, it'll be into the
Yes.
silo.
It was the hottest day of the year. it
Oh
was so
my!
hot.
It was.
but that's
Oh my
probably the biggest stage, the biggest sound system. That's probably the biggest thing we've ever played. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Except for
Stage
4th of
setup-wise.
July.
Stage and setup wise, yeah.
Yep.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask if you guys had played any other fairs because that seems like
We're doing Lebanon Fair this year.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we're
cool.
pretty pumped about that.
Where
Yeah.
is Lebanon?
I don't know. I'm
No
just
one
gonna,
over
I'm
there.
just gonna,
Nobody knows.
Next to
It's
I'm
over
gonna
there.
Google Maps it.
it's over there.
next to
the best.
Columbia. Next to Columbia.
I
For
hear
those
there-
of you listening,
Yes.
it's over there.
It's over there.
there's a lot of Walmart employees that
For those of
they
you
live in
listening,
a tent
I think
city.
that's
Bar.
Lisbon, not Lebanon.
I'm over here
That's
near the
correct.
Walmart.
No, the
Lisbon.
tent city. They bust them
Fair out
over.
here.
There's no tent city in Lebanon. There's nothing out there.
Ah,
I was being generous. There may be somebody from Lebanon who's checking out the show.
No, please go.
yeah. Yeah, if you got nothing to
Now that
do.
we've disparaged
That's to
your
all the
town.
haters.
Actually, I think that's one of the weekends I blocked off.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
you.
we talked into
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
quick little Sunday gig. You
Yeah.
Quick little.
you got
So
Friday and Saturday and Monday.
What is a quick little like start to finish?
Oh, I don't know. Is
He
it
just
like
tells
2
her that
hours?
to minimize it so she
Right.
feels
Of
better.
course.
about
Right.
it.
And then when she gets there and she's stuck, and I'm like, 4 more, and 5 more.
Yeah, they
You know,
guilt me.
It's 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you guys get a lot of that cigarette lighter encore type?
We gotta-
No, you know what we get is like that app that
Oh,
shows like
gosh,
text,
yeah.
and then they'll just hold up like Freebird. Or, hold up, basically
Show you the
Freebird. They
lyrics
just
to
hold up a
Freebird like nobody knows.
like, here's a song
called
that I want you
again?
to play that you've never heard
Firebird?
of, and I'm
It's
like,
so annoying. They'll like hold it in your face. And like,
Yeah.
I literally.
and then you
seen
have to
that.
just go like, no,
Yeah.
damn it, sorry.
That's
I
the
just-
20th time you've done that tonight. Thank you.
We just tell them we played it before you got here, so
Yeah.
come earlier next time.
just
We'll
missed it.
hit that up for you.
We had some people when we were in Providence, which is a city in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle was all about
You
the
know
big
about
town of
Providence,
Rhode
right?
Island.
Big
Big
town of Rhode
Rhode
Island.
Island, yeah. Big
We were
town,
packing
Rhode
up.
town of Rhode Island.
Packing up around what time we stopped at like 12:30.
12:30,
So we're
yeah.
packing up. It's almost 1, and people are funneling in like, "What? You guys are done?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man.
It's
Like,
5 minutes before close, friend.
I think there's like a club underneath us that you can go to.
Yeah.
The live stuff I think is done in the city.
They were
Usually
so
around 1.
insulted.
Yeah, they're like, "Wow, that's lame." Sorry.
We've only been playing for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's different. Some area like the truck bar there. We're done at like 11.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock in the morning.
No.
It's
That would
like
be
a
What a
ideal.
weekend.
7 a.m. to 11 a.m.
No, 8 to
Early
11
bird
shows
special.
There
are
for
like,
brunch.
oh, prime.
A totally different
Moses.
Woodstock.
Yeah, 11 is good.
11's
Yeah.
nice.
The ones that are 12 to 1 and then you're home at like 3, those hurt.
Yeah.
They
And
hurt.
waking up with your toddler at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like 7-8 years ago when I used to sleep in till like noon, I would love those shows. Like, yeah, let's play till 2 a.m. I
Yeah.
have nothing going on tomorrow. There are no lives at stake.
all of our times have shifted earlier to where we like it better. That's
Yeah.
for sure, you know.
We used
And
to
not
be nice.
by request.
No.
It seemed to happen. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
And then especially for double header weekends.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. You're digging deep,
Yeah.
definitely. That's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta kind of have that energy every time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Show must go on.
You're
Can't let 'em
stretching.
know you just
Yeah.
played the whole thing yesterday.
Nap time and stretching and whatever you got to do to just be ready for the next one, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
Because each one of us, every one of us has had to play sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Where the whole band is kind of carrying one person. I'm like coughing up a lung or whatever, I'm looking at the rest of these guys. And
Broke your foot.
Yeah, like when I broke my foot. Yeah.
True.
They're looking at me with merciful eyes, but
How dare you?
I was in the
break your foot?
emergency room, like, how fast can I get out of here? The show starts in 2 hours.
Oh,
No,
wow.
He did
They're
it
like-
though. He had a boot on. It was actually really cool.
Yeah, so
Gene Simmons.
had to hide it behind the monitor there.
You hit it? Oh, I would have showed it. Still playing.
It was
you guys.
Maybe we get more tips.
Sat in a
Right.
chair, put your foot up.
Oh yeah.
You call it shark attack. No
Oh,
matter
they gave
what.
me a choice at the hospital too. I'm like, I'm getting the one with the lightning bolts.
Yes, give me that one. It's so rock.
Rock. No, but yeah, they carried it, and we've all done that for each other,
Right,
through various shows. Because, like you say, I mean, it sounds trite, but the show does need to go on because, they'll say if you're coughing, you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna sit this one out.
Yeah.
Because we don't do that. We don't call up and say, oh, well, this show Brian can't make it. We're going to grab Joe Blow, the drummer from this band over here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's something that sets us apart. Like we're
No
the original,
substitutes.
always.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Always.
haven't, just because. I mean, obviously, we've got something special here as far as creativity, energy, and just the camaraderie we have as a band. But also, like, I think just the way we write all of our songs, it's not learn these 20, learn these 30 songs,
Right.
and we're gonna go play them verbatim. Like,
Right,
we've
right,
put
right.
so many twists on stuff. It's like it takes.
Yeah.
When Mary Beth was out because she was pregnant, we had some shows, and it was
Some
it was
excuse.
it was tight. It was tight to try to find, oh, is she going to be back? Maybe not. So we did. We auditioned some singers, and we said, well, we got some time because we don't have any shows leading up to it where we actually could bring in a female singer, have her learn all the nuances and changes, and be ready. I think we only had to cover like one song.
One
Well, one
show.
One
song.
show, yeah.
One song, and then she rolled in with her
two.
I
kids.
pushed her aside.
Like, hold my baby.
No, she was great. Sarah, she owns Wolf
Wolf
Production.
DJs?
Yeah.
The DJ.
DJs.
Yeah,
She's
she
great.
stepped it up and helped us out and did
Yeah.
a great job.
She's amazing. Love
Yeah,
her.
It was awesome.
But we also want like anyone who hires us or we go to any place that they get us for.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
They're-
that's.
I mean, that's what they
They
expect,
came to us
right?
for a
Yeah.
reason. We want to give them.
yeah, if they went and saw Whiskey Boulevard, we don't want them to be like, hey,
Whiskey Boulevard -1.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was determined to come back. 6 weeks postpartum, I was
She
back.
was.
Wow.
She was
Yeah.
right back
Yep.
on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
How late did you play into? Does it?
I feel like I was almost due. We were practicing up
Yeah.
until my due date.
Yeah.
How was like breathing? Because like
Honestly, I had a really easy pregnancy.
okay.
Minus the nausea and all that the first trimester, I was
Ready to roll.
I was fine.
Trooper.
Yeah.
So 6 weeks back in the band, but a full 12 before you went back to work.
No, no, 12. You're right. You're right. Well, I don't know. It's this new state thing. They pay.
Oh yeah,
It was the new Connecticut leave. I took advantage of that.
I did the same because I was like mandatory paying into it for the past like 4 years. I'm
Right,
like,
yeah.
well, when I
Take
have a
advantage,
kid,
yeah.
I'm getting
Use
that
it.
money back.
Yeah.
When
12
else are you
weeks.
going to use it?
That's right.
It was nice. I loved that. It was great.
Yeah, she was right back in there. Well, the other thing to consider too is you don't want to be, right up before a show thinking I have the sniffles and I'm not going to do this. Meanwhile, you have to consider, oh well, because you're not there, show's going to get canceled. The sound man's not going to get paid.
Right.
Right.
The lighting guy is not going to get paid. He drove 40 miles. He brought all this stuff in a truck and a trailer.
Yeah.
You can't,
Right. You
disparage
employ a
him
lot of
because
people.
you're being a wuss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that always goes through, like the night that I broke my foot. That's what I was thinking. These people put in a lot of hours and a lot of hard work, and if we don't show up, what about all the people that drove, 20, 30 miles to come and see us?
Right. Yeah.
And these people aren't going to get paid if we don't play.
We did cancel quite a few shows. And not to jinx it, knock on wood, we haven't canceled any shows for 2024 so far. So
Nice.
Feeling good.
that's pretty good.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
And
A
we've
lot of
had shows every
vitamin C
weekend.
and-
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you
Every-
usually cancel them for? They're far out.
Like, no.
If
Uh,
we're
COVID.
Sick.
mine is like mine is like
COVID. Yeah.
sickness, or the voice is like gone. Like
Yeah.
I was sick last December. I think I canceled like 4 shows.
He was
Yep.
so sick.
Yeah,
And I was-
our last 3 shows
you're
and
in-
our first show back.
If you're incapacitated.
Yes.
I was
Some
sick up
places-
until when do we play the
Aren't nice
the
about it.
DCU
I'm sure.
for the hockey game? That was the first show back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Arch Street in Hartford.
Yes.
Yeah.
First
sure.
show.
Yeah.
And I was still like handfuls of cough drops and like in between songs. Like,
I mean, you don't put out the product that you guys want to put out when you have to play through that.
that's the thing. What's that? Yeah, you don't.
Yeah,
I like how you
Sorry.
responded to the question.
I am hammered right now. So I couldn't tell if you were like a statement or if it was a question. So
Bring
I
the
was
water down to there. And
That sounded like a statement right there. So I'm gonna ask him again. We'll edit that.
Come on, get those inflections in
This
there.
isn't live,
There's
right?
no, yeah, it's live.
Podcast.
You don't know how to
live.
do that.
Podcasts are all
There's no editing.
pre-recorded.
Yeah.
We go live because
Don't
we
believe
don't know how
what
to
you
Type out a question
the
mark for this guy.
It's all pre-recorded. We'll fix
Neil
it in
set up
post.
question mark. So my
Yeah, that's part of it. You don't want to. Some places get it and they're like, oh yeah, we don't. If Mary Beth can't sing, I don't want you. Right.
yeah
And then some places like,
Some places get so
that's not
mad.
cool.
yeah.
So mad.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody to fill in. It's like we just don't do that.
We don't
Some bands
have-
do that, which is great.
Yeah, we don't have the time either for like an entire backup.
Yeah, because
band
like he
for
said,
everybody.
it's not like you can grab a substitute to come in and learn these songs by rote because
Right.
we're not doing your typical top 40 list. Everything we do has that spin on it.
Yeah. It's super customized.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's the way it is.
And it's not fair
Yeah.
to have somebody new come in and put all this pressure on them. They're like, you're
Right.
doing 72 songs?
Yeah.
And when do I have to have this? Well, in 3 days.
And then you gotta practice with them.
Right.
Yeah,
So
work
you
out
gotta-
some kinks. And,
That would take a lot of practice, and never mind a singer, but anyone who's running
Yeah.
an instrument too.
Wear them out before you get the show.
Yeah,
you know.
Right.
yeah.
And so, Brian, you're on drums,
Yes,
right?
yep.
And then Ado, you're on guitar.
his name's Mateo.
Yeah, keep
Should've
confusing
wrote
me.
that down.
You
That'll
just got
help.
it right.
And then Mary Beth, you're just vocalist.
That's just
Ah,
it.
sorry.
Thank you.
You know, you're
don't play
just
any-
a host.
Yeah, I'm just. I mean, you want to talk
No, I'm just
way
vocal.
below vocalist. Host the podcast. That's where you're at.
Hey, he's holding
In
a
your
pen, too.
basement.
I'm holding the pen. I don't write
Multitasking
anything
right there.
down.
Just for the look.
This looks important.
It's Walter
Yes, that's my
Mondale
job.
right there.
I just stand there. No, yeah.
Sing really well though.
Oh, thanks.
Incredibly
I
well.
think.
I would.
Thank you.
Almost like
I think it's agreed across
maybe
the
a
board.
Stevie Nicks kind of.
I've heard that before.
Oh,
Thank
That's,
you.
that's what I.
I'll
always
take that.
think.
Yeah, because she
I
doesn't
love Stevie Nicks.
doesn't have a thin, reedy upper register voice. He's got a nice full-bodied voice, but can hit the higher notes. You know,
Right,
if
right,
needs
right.
to. So that's very.
Yeah, and then Mike, you're on vocals and bass guitar, right? Wow, I got that right.
Did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For when I said
one.
just and everybody.
Didn't even look at the notes.
Well, I did for the names, but your instruments are not on my notes.
Oh, what you knew. Good for you. That's great.
Yeah.
Going from memory, it's comics.
What's yeah? No, it was more just the storyline.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
That's how I do things. Like he was saying that he was a drummer that
Yeah.
got nixed at one band. And come on, just storyline.
That's good.
How I
So you do
Oh,
pay
that's good.
attention.
Yeah, try to pay attention. Yes, that's why I wear the ear monitor. You're in the same room as them. Why do you need the ear monitors? Because I need them. Helps me focus. Don't hear the kids. Don't hear the plumbing. And the other stuff that's going
Somebody
on.
This
flushing.
is quite the studio.
So, and my wife, the saint, keeps everything going in the house while we're doing this. So
See.
quietly does it.
It's all about
There
the
you go.
spouses.
She just started watching.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Hello.
He knew. By the way, my wife, who's amazing,
Did you hear that, honey?
just started watching, just tuned in.
Don't rub your feet.
Oh man.
What's your favorite type of gig? Like weddings or
Oh.
concert
Oh,
or
I do.
like what's
I love a wedding.
The weddings
Love a
are
wedding.
fun.
I do love
I
a
know
long
on
day.
Instagram, I think you said it's kind of our thing, the weddings.
Well, that's kind of like we're badass. Like, not to brag, but we're pretty good at it. Like that's
Okay,
kind of
yeah.
what we were doing with that.
Yeah, no,
We love weddings.
They're fun because the crowd, like, if you're there at a wedding and there's a live band, like everyone's
Yeah,
there
live
to
band.
party. It's
Yeah,
not like,
fun.
oh yeah, we're in this bar and maybe some people show up and they're into it, or
Yeah,
maybe
they're not
like,
there
oh,
to
we're
play
just
pool.
passing through
Right.
and we're gonna go to the next bar. But
Trying to eat dinner. Could you keep
people,
it down?
yeah, people are there and
that.
they're like, there was a cocktail hour and then there was dinner and we're ready to party
Well,
and we get to
betting on the
We
game.
spend a lot of time on weddings too. We learn 4 songs for them, so
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
wow.
part of the
They can
package.
request.
Yeah.
Part of the
and we learn it. And
Yeah.
some of them we don't
Oh.
want to do, but we do it.
Not a problem. They don't need
All
to
right,
see
just
me.
leave it there.
that camera's out of commission.
I think the best is when you just got the crowd that like you're just on autopilot.
Yeah.
And there's so many crowds that are like that where you're just they're just your energy. And,
Yes.
they just make you play.
And that's
It's-
key, 'cause
they make it simple, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they're just there and they're ready to party wherever it is, at a wedding or just any gig that they came there for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's the best.
Because you
It's the best
feel
feeling.
you feel it, and like we said before, Mary Bethel, she'll let them know too. She'll be like, "What?
Yeah.
How come we're not dancing?
So you guys have
Why are
that.
you people in the back? Move forward!" Like
Yeah.
that helps us.
Yeah.
we draw from that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you feel the energy. And
Yeah.
I'm sure it's kind of like comedians often talk about the crowd hypnosis when you get into a groove and it's like they're in
You got 'em.
sync. There's synergy.
You got them
It's like,
before
yeah,
before they're done
everybody's-
clapping. The next song starts.
Yeah, and they're right there for the next one. So
Yep.
Yeah.
got to be pretty wild. Not many people get to experience that with like a crowd.
That's
Right.
true.
That
Like we
energy.
said, we're all in
like-
metal bands. We
it's
have maybe 20 people
Yeah.
at a show, if that. Like we do a festival, and 15 of them were like your buddies, or in the other bands.
Yeah. It's true.
Like riding a wave,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like surfing.
Yeah. That's cool. So what's in the future for you guys? What's like the goal? You guys have 3 songs. You still writing more and more?
Yeah, we are. We are right, Mo.
Who's the
Yeah.
writer?
Always.
Who writes?
These two.
We have a lot of songs, but I mean, we'll get the structure right. You get the frame up, and then these guys come in and they'll put up the sheetrock and the roofing and all the electrical and
We all add something.
fun stuff.
I mean, we have to.
It's
Yeah.
a collaboration. It's no one person.
And it's a lot by feel too. It's like
Yeah.
Michael, he'll do something. Michael like, hey, do this, and then I'll be like, oh, I hear that, and I'll come up with something, and then
Yeah.
let's change this part. We record it, listen to it back, and so we're working on one now, and we feel like we're getting better at it as we
Yeah.
go further.
The more you write, the more
Yeah.
it's less of a process.
We were saying that last time we started recording. I think Mary Beth said it too. We were just like, if it feels easier and more natural.
Yeah.
The harder part now is time.
Time
Yeah.
to do
Well,
Yeah.
and because I'm just the singer,
it. It's real easy for her. She just sits back and goes,
What am I singing?
no, I just get to I get to listen, and I'll be like, okay, like I hear everything. They're focusing on their parts. So
Well,
I'm
it's a
like,
huge value.
Ado,
Yeah.
you need to do more of this. Brian, I think if you add this, because I'm
Right.
listening
So you're
to
not just a
everything.
singer.
Exactly.
Right,
You're
She's
kind
kind of part
full
composer.
coordinator,
yes.
composer.
Well, when
I am.
when we
very-
did "Sell My Soul," that was born out of we came into practice and there was a lull for a second while we're all plugging in our stuff, and Mary Beth turned to me and was like, "So you got any new ideas?" And I just started playing this riff, and Mike was like, "Oh, that's cool," and this guy just jumped on immediately, started playing a beat to it.
And it's the beat for the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't.
I
It
never
didn't
changed
change.
it, yeah.
Mike was like, "You got any lyrics?" And I had
Yeah.
just the verses on me. I shared them with him, and then between practice and the next morning, he had everything else written. So the next time I got to practice, I just had to play the noodling idea that I walked in the door with that she asked me about. So she really initiated that, and these two guys took off with it. So it was a total collaboration,
cool.
and it just fell into place.
Wow.
And it's good because, Ado's just pulling riffs out of the universe, so he's got a bunch of stuff that he writes. I have a bunch of stuff that I write, and Brian and Mary Beth can help us kind of reel in, like, what could be, that could be, what's that?
Yeah.
Ooh, listen to it. Because otherwise, Ado and I are just like, and then another one, and then another
And another one,
and
another one.
another riff. How about this one? And it's tough to focus where, like Mary Beth was saying, they've got the outside perspective, so they can kind of sit back, and if they've haven't been writing the part, they can just listen to it fresh and go, ooh, that's speaking to me. Let's do something with that. Then that helps Ado and I kind of narrow things down and go, okay, this is what you want. This is where we're going to go. Let's go with that. And we hope that translates into the stuff that we've written, and we hope people.
And that goes with not just the original songs we write. Like, we try anything. We'll try something with a mashup. We'll switch something up over here. Try different keys. Like, everyone's got the hey, can we try this? And let's do it. Let's give it a shot. See what happens. So everybody entertains that and puts in their, and we'll always run it and see how it sounds. So everybody has that.
So to answer your question, where do we see?
That was good. It's a podcast. You want to be long-winded.
That is the future.
That's the future, to be better than we were yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. If we write more, we'll write more. We'll put more songs out.
It would be nice to eventually travel a little, if it pays
spread the wings
for
a little
us
bit.
to bring our families. And
See.
I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
You never know.
Big tour bus, Whiskey Boulevard.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
It would be cool.
And just like
Quit our day jobs.
it doesn't. It doesn't feel like 5 years. It really doesn't. It feels like you blinked.
So
Oh yeah, it went by so fast.
And then we're still riding the wave. We're still having a good time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think 2024 has been an awesome start, and I
March.
think our schedule, when we look at our schedule, it's probably the best we've ever liked it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've
Agreed.
got some nice weekends off with family, and we've
Yeah.
also got some really good gigs, and
Yeah.
we're probably close to 50 gigs.
Yeah,
Oh,
private
wow.
parties, weddings,
Forty-
it's just
46, I don't know, somewhere around there.
it's a very good balance, I think, for everybody, and it keeps it fun. It's exciting. It's not a job.
Yeah.
It's a
passion.
we're riding
enjoy it.
we're riding the
It's
wave.
therapy.
All of us, yeah.
Yeah, that too.
It is therapeutic.
Mary Beth's getting toddler. Yep, she's like, okay, I can be there early. You guys need a hand?
Let's go. I'll learn drums. I'm going to take 2-hour lessons before every show.
No, but it's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I didn't do this, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
big creative release
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
and whatnot.
It's our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we all started playing instruments or singing, we all never thought that we would be here.
Right.
We all just started playing drums or guitar or singing for whatever because we loved it. So
Right.
whoever thought that this would happen?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you just gotta ride the wave.
I like how he kind of nonchalantly plugged us. We never thought we'd be here.
Yeah.
That's right.
Get on the community.
He didn't
Workbench.
mean us.
Community Workbench.
He didn't mean.
He
No,
didn't
I
mean
love
us.
this.
I meant both guys.
You guys needed to do this. There's
He's much
nothing like
deeper
this
than
around
that.
here.
Yeah, we don't have. Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
We, I mean, kind of just a passion, riding a wave kind of thing.
Yeah.
See?
No, it's great.
It's been fun. Actually, as a little bit of a feather in our cap, we got invited to the Woodstock Economic Development meeting to speak about our platform and
That's
how
very cool.
the town wants.
Very
to utilize
respectable.
us. So we'll see
Great.
what happens there.
It always surprises us when
Excited.
people find us and not
Yeah,
know about
yeah.
it.
It wasn't me begging you to like. Hey,
Right?
I'm sending you a link. You can watch.
I mean, this was the first year in like a couple years where I was, reaching out to places. I mean, a few years back, you'd reach out, you send your press kit, you send them links. But this year we're getting a lot of hits. We're booked, but we're getting a lot of hits from places that I haven't reached out to in a while. So you're right. It's nice
cool.
when you're not just like, please, sir. People are coming to you like, hey, we heard about your band. We like what you do. We'd love you to perform at this event. Are you available? We're like, no, we're not. But please keep us on your list and keep reaching out. Something might fall through, but keep hitting us up. So it's been nice to not have to kind of, scrounge for shows.
Yeah, when people are
We're getting some shows. It's
seeing you out, seeing you out,
Yeah.
finding you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seeking?
discovering.
Seeking you
Yeah,
out.
seeking
That's
you out,
probably
yeah,
the way
yeah.
it should go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell I do some lyrics here.
Yeah, and
Such
now
a wordsmith here.
and now the problem is being too booked.
I'm gonna write
Yeah.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Ironically, we've encountered that.
for the interview.
Well, yeah, just people that are like, oh, we have this event or whatever. And we're like, well, we've already booked out till June. It's only once a week, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys, so you're like, it's easy to book that
Sure,
far out.
that's
Right.
People will say that.
Yeah.
Like, well, you
And
don't have
then-
any days available for the rest of the year. Like, no, but we have lives.
Yeah.
We need those days for the lives.
We try to
Someone's
be
gotta
more.
mow the grass.
We try to be more poetic in the.
Nope, I'm just a jerk to everybody. That's what I'm supposed to do. So many shows. Screw you, we're not playing. I'm not telling you
To
why.
your credit, like sometimes I'm calling Kyle. I'm like, could we do it on Saturday?
That's me to Mary Beth.
Yeah.
Could we do
Yep.
like a Wednesday?
I think we could do like an hour in the morning and then.
Yeah, but you guys get paid for all those.
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't.
You guys are just
We
let
do
me
it for
drink
free.
all your expensive whiskey. This is not very lucrative. I don't know why. If I were your father, I'd be like, no.
Yeah, I'm
Get
really.
into finance, kids.
I'm really. Caleb,
This is gonna pay off.
The
Well, now
account.
you know why Woodstock called. They saw pictures of that bar, and they're like, "Hey, we got to
Yeah.
get these guys on our team
Look at these guys.
for Rose Days."
But
Well-
it was the same way for us year one.
Yeah.
You're
Put a lot of money into it.
well that well yeah
Yeah.
yeah.
We dumped a good amount of
And-
dough to get everything set
and
up.
then every show is an 8-hour deal, and maybe
So they-
longer if
Right.
it's
Yep.
it's far away.
Right.
And then when you first start out, you're like, okay, hey, 35 bucks for you, 35 bucks,
yeah.
and you just did an 8 or 10 hour.
And that's
day.
when we were piling everything into his van.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was. You look back at it and you're just like, wow.
So
know?
you're the one who owns the van. I was gonna ask.
It's for
Not
sale.
anymore.
It's for sale.
Oh, it's for sale.
Definitely
You guys
had the
interested?
van owner vibe.
You're welcome.
It's for sale.
Say-
I just bought a truck. It's for sale.
Actually, we'd like to plug the sale of your van. It's a
It's on
19
Facebook Marketplace.
The
right
Ford.
Is it?
What is it?
Good for you.
What is it, Bri? Is it E something?
2011 E150,
There
Ford
you go.
E150.
How many miles?
165.
And still going strong.
She's ready.
Doesn't
How many
want to fade
colors?
anymore.
One color,
One color.
blue, dark blue, ready to go.
Does it still have the free candy sign on it?
No,
Oh no!
it says out of candy.
Absolutely perfect.
Now that's
Candy
on the
with a
new
K.
truck.
Like the no vacancy sign. No candy.
That's great.
It's a construction van, okay? It's got a roof rack.
Yep.
It's different than a candy van.
It comes with a free Uber sign, so look out, kids.
Yeah.
Free Uber.
He just changed the bulb.
Where are you gonna put all your equipment?
Oh, have you seen
In my
that
truck? Did you see my truck?
It'll
No,
fit.
you buy.
Oh,
a
you
truck?
got to see it when we
Yeah.
get out. Yeah.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, sell the van for us, guys. Use your platform.
10%. 10%. We'll donate 10% to the podcast.
This is the yard sale section of community work.
I like how you said donate, knowing we're a charity.
I was gonna because we're doing a local event. I was gonna plug that. You know.
For sure.
The one, St. James.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 We saw it
St.
on
James,
the counter at Chubby Dog in Danielson.
Really?
Yeah,
I gotta
he has
get
a bunch
over
of them printed out.
No way.
And I
Okay.
was supposed to make a slide for it, and I didn't. So.
So it's St. James at Willow Farm in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's up. We talked about that. It's over near Golden Land.
I think it is
Yeah.
the old Golden
I
Lamb,
think it
right?
used to be the gold.
I don't
Maybe.
think it's the old Golden
Oh.
Lamb. I think it's past Golden Lamb, right? It's not.
Yeah, I don't think that was the
'Cause Golden Lamb
The picture
was
you showed
chef's-
me, it wasn't the.
I showed you a
photo.
picture, huh?
On the flyer that they had at.
Oh, right. Yeah, and then you looked it up. Yeah, I think it's past
Yeah.
that. But it's
Oh.
in that area.
Around
so.
that
another-
road.
Just play loud. People will find it.
It's
Watch
true.
for the smoke.
April 13th. It's pretty
13th.
expensive, the tickets, but I think it's
It's going to the school.
It's going to them.
It's for the kids. Do it for the kids.
Well, what is it?
And,
Like a
um,
meal and then a donation? Or?
Bare Hands is going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna.
So
It's
that's
just kind of a
great.
fun night. I
Yeah,
think
beer.
for a little extra money, there's a whiskey tasting to start with that we're apparently part of.
You're handing
We
them
better
out.
be.
They didn't tell you. You're not drinking
Well,
them.
Are
You're
you
serving.
riffing again? Is any of this true?
No, it's true.
It's fading.
They told me. They said, "Hey, are you guys cool with like a toast during the whiskey tasting?" I said, "We're probably going to be in the room setting up before we start, so we'll be there." already.
Let's
So
get
whatever
the
you want
band
us to do.
toasted before they go on.
I don't know what it
I like it.
entails, but I'll drink some whiskey if it's there.
Yes.
But
yes.
yeah, we'll just be setting up, and I guess they'll do a special tasting, and then the event starts, and we got like 3 hours there that we'll
Nice.
play and
That's-
rock out. And
That's the
have fun.
dark side of the show. Must go on. Drinks first.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Someone's gonna drink this.
Someone has to.
How did you guys come up with the name?
Lots of
Ooh.
texting.
Yeah.
She said she wanted something to do with alcohol.
Booze.
That's when I was drinking
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Big motivator, big inspiration.
I'm a mom now.
It took months.
Yeah.
It did, and then also
texting back and forth.
looking around the country to make sure it wasn't taken, so
Yes,
so
lots
we
of
could
Google.
patent.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So-
the thing because we landed on a couple other names, but
And
there
they
were
were
some
ta-
bands.
Yeah.
Because when we
Either-
make it big, we don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
change our name.
But there were like bands within like 3 hours, I think, with the name or something like
Right.
that. We were just like, we don't want to start.
Yeah.
that.
And I started looking at a map and Circle Avenue Street Boulevard. So what
Yeah.
do you think of this?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I don't know. Yeah, I think I like that. So we looked it up, and there was like this band in Finland that had the name, but they disbanded in like 2010. So we're like,
I think we're safe. Let's do it.
Gotcha.
yeah.
So yeah.
That's us.
Yeah,
We're
Now I think all the bots are on our side. If you Google it, all the analytics work.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to get on our side.
Now, how long you guys been
Takes
doing
time.
this?
Since November,
Oh,
You
is
guys
when
are
we first went live.
23rd episode.
nice.
Yeah.
Episode 20.
That's awesome.
Every week. We do have 1 week off coming up finally.
Yeah, we're both on vacation.
Yeah.
And just like you guys, we don't want people to fill in. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, have a guest podcast.
We're just like them. Yeah.
Whoever that guy was, he was way better at the audio. So might want to keep him.
It's not me. I'm just the host.
Oh, after one of our shows, we could house sit. We could swing by.
That was right.
If you need.
A little cameo.
We,
Okay.
my wife and I do employ a house sitter for the dogs in the house, but he'll let you in. He will not care.
He's real chill.
He's like, oh yeah, all the equipment in the basement, go for it. Yeah, go down there.
They have like 7 saws. They're not going to miss one. Look at all those things hanging up.
Those are family heirlooms.
Are they?
Yeah, I would.
Oh.
They look
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, so like each saw has a different type of tool setup as far as you have when you're a
Depending on the
carpenter,
job.
You have a cross-cut saw and you have a rip saw. So
Musical
depending on
saws.
which way you're going on the grain. So like I have my two, my grandfather's two, my dad's two, and I think an uncle just had one. That's why we have.
Wait a minute. What shop did you take at Ellis?
I took architectural at Ellis.
Oh, okay. That
So-
kind of goes hand in hand.
And then I went right into carpentry with Woodstock Building Associates. So I didn't actually.
You work for Woodstock Building Associates?
I did.
Oh,
for like
okay.
6 years.
Ah, very
Are they
cool.
where the old
Yeah.
bar there?
They have a
What's that
new
bar?
Yeah, they're not at the village. They're at
The
Village.
old spot.
They're at the Village's old spot, man.
Yeah.
We played at the Village once.
We did. It was
Yeah.
fun.
WB, and let me tell you,
What a
That was
time.
year one. That was year one.
that was year one.
Yeah.
Was that?
Fun.
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that
End
was-
of it.
Yeah. And oh yes, end of it.
Yeah.
That was their last year.
Year one was
Yeah.
That was their last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Woodstock.
wild year.
Yeah.
They closed.
That's when we had to do the escape run. with
Yeah,
my
we
truck.
don't need to talk about that.
Boy.
Let's get out of here.
Anyways,
Really?
Brian's a carpenter.
Awesome transition.
Come on, throw 'em your saw.
Do you have
the
those
throat.
saws over there, Brian?
Nah,
You're a power tool guy.
in my shop. I do at school. I'm a teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where do you teach?
Wyndham Tech.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Carpentry.
They were
Nice.
big soccer rivals when I played at
Yeah.
Ellis.
Yeah. I graduated from there too in carpentry. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's like your brother.
Yeah.
Right, electrical?
Yep.
That's electrical.
Yeah. I worked with him at Ellis for a few years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool. So you were a teacher at Ellis for a little while?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
That's wild.
I'm in my fourth school. So
Is that by your choice or?
He's trying to stay ahead.
This
I-
conversation
that
could
would
take a
take me.
turn. He
I
owns a
started-
band. He owns a band.
That's a
I
hard
started,
pass, Brian. Try another school.
I started like 60 miles from home and then slowly,
yeah.
slowly
Oh.
transferred.
I know that feeling.
And then finally, I ended up taking my teacher's position, who retired
Wow.
at Wyndham Tech. So that was really cool.
That's cool. Full
So-
circle.
Full
Yeah.
circle,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
Well, good thing about that, he's got so many former students that come to shows.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always come out.
Really pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. Ado, what do you do for a living?
Not much.
Oh, good.
No, I
I
deliver.
joke about you being old. I was like
Yeah.
waiting for you to say I'm
He's
retired.
I
retired.
am retired. Yeah. I'm camping out behind, where they bring, I do deliveries of, to rest homes and things like that. So,
Gotcha.
You know that weird dumpster behind Stop and Shop?
yes.
That's his.
The green one or the brown one?
the refrigerator box
Just
with
bounces back and forth
the
between
chimney.
one's empty.
I've seen a lot of things converted into homes, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me if somebody had a big dumpster and converted it into a house.
You never know.
mine's on wheels. So. I am in a band.
Yes.
And Mary Beth, what do you do?
I'm a nurse.
You
Yes.
just take care of everybody.
Yeah.
Just
I love
take
it.
care of everybody.
Everybody.
That's good. She's
Them.
like WebMD for the band. So
Yeah. It's
I'm like, what do you think this is? I don't know. But get away from me.
You're probably gonna die.
Probably gonna die.
Let me just
Let's do
Google
sound
that.
check.
But usually it's funny because last year or years where I'm just like, oh, I'm not feeling good. She'll just rattle off like, did they put you on this and put you on this and put you on this? I'm like, yeah, actually they did. She's like, yep.
You'll be fine.
You'll be all right usually
Your
about
belly
2
aches.
days.
yeah, right.
And then I was like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
And what do you do, Mike?
Oh, very boring. Warehouse director for like a repack company. So Frito-Lay throws us a bunch of chips and we repack them into like those
'Cause they didn't pack
fun
'em right
little
the first time?
boxes. I don't know. They're lazy. They just like to make them. They don't like to like pack them into the little boxes.
So you get them in like
We get 'em.
huge bags or
You get
something?
truckloads of them in like the little fun size bags, and then we pick them, and you get 3 Cool Ranch, and you get.
Oh, so you're the reason I don't get the ones that I love
See?
in the box. And they're like, don't eat those. There's only 2.
That's it.
That is so
Still
true.
a mashup.
Yeah, it's like the best kinds give you the least amount.
I
Same
know,
thing with
man.
candy, like Skittles. The best flavor is like the least amount
Yeah.
of flavor. So you buy another bag. That's
Is that
That's
how they do it?
do it.
that's why.
I don't have enough. Let me buy 5 of these so I can get all the Fritos.
Yeah,
That's like those fruit bites. It's
you
like
lost me.
the little
I'm out.
Little fruit snacks.
fruit juice snacks. you
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
The shark.
There's like
bites.
27 of strawberry and 1 grape. You just want
I just want one grape. That's all I
bag.
want.
That's my
I know
favorite
this.
food.
I know
Nobody
the
likes
struggle with
grape.
fruit snacks. I got 2 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I want all orange. No, you can't have all of them. It's a variety pack, kid.
That's because you like all orange. You're
Exactly.
like, no. Orange is for dad.
That's the debt tax.
Yeah.
This one didn't come with any orange.
Oh, isn't that weird? So weird.
Yeah.
There are no marshmallows in this Lucky Charms box. I don't know what happened.
All right. And
You bought the unlucky charm. Wrong shelf.
What is happening?
so about your writing process, tell me, like, what is it like if you just hear something and you start, do you write? Do you have pen and paper? Do you laptop?
It's going to sound crazy, but it's mostly from dreams. I hear music in my sleep.
Dream. Wow.
And that's a nightly thing. I wake up like 1 or 2 in the morning and I hear music and I write it down. And I try to not forget it before I can pick up the guitar. I'll play a few riffs, I'll record it, and then go back to sleep.
Would you
Wow,
would you mind
dedication.
would you mind highlighting Black Lung a little?
Yes.
If you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's a good one because we were going through the tail end of COVID and
Lyrics too. Yeah.
yeah, lyrics wise, I had this idea come to me, but I was trying to write something related to the circumstances we were in to COVID. Nothing was happening, and I was for whatever reason there was a period that I was thinking a lot, reminiscing about my grandfather, and he had been a coal miner, and he contracted black lung, and eventually it got him. But there were a lot of people in that period in in that period of history for our country who died of something that was just as devastating, just as horrible as COVID. And pretty much nobody remembers it. And it's a foundational part of our history.
Right.
And I wanted to write something that had to do with him being a coal miner. And what came to mind was just thinking, the life he lived. And that's where I came up with the lyrics about, Black Lung.
Wow.
And the riff that came to my mind out of a dream. I brought it to practice. And it was, again, I believe it was Mary Beth. It was like, you got anything new? What's shaking this time? What happened since we last saw you? So I started playing the intro to Black Lung. And before I could get to the verse, Brian was like on the kit, started playing to it. We got to do something with that. We were in the middle of doing something, practice-wise, set list-wise. And we just dropped that and focused on that.
It just had a hook.
And it's
You just know when it's got a hook, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, let's do it.
Yeah,
Black Lung's probably our best song.
He's the one that
and we
jumped
sing
on
it
it.
the least.
Yeah. So at any rate, there's a relationship
It's
between
released. Unreleased.
We sing it the least.
Oh, sing it.
Yeah.
please.
and Mike jumped on and I had again maybe half the lyrics, and he really took it and ran with it. And by the next practice, it was pretty much done. We just needed to streamline it and play it and get used to it.
So you must sing a little bit
A little.
to do lyrics at least.
He does harmonies in the recordings that you listen
okay.
to. Yeah.
And live.
And live, yes.
So is that what's harmony? Is that like a backup singer, or is that like
Sure.
Yeah.
What's that?
I mean, if you go back to the old days, like the barbershop singers, barbershop quartet, you've got somebody that's going to sing the melody, a person that sings a counter melody or harmony higher up, then somebody that's sort of your middle road speaking voice. And there's always one guy that's going to sing the low end, either baritone or bass.
Okay.
And that's Gato.
And that's usually
Yep.
me.
He's the
Okay.
Barry White.
The Barry White.
Nice. And Mike, what's your process like when you
Um,
start writing?
Basically, my stuff comes to me if it's not just us jamming on something. Most of the stuff I get is during like any kind of mundane task. If I'm washing dishes or raking leaves, or it's a drive to work. I had a period where I drove. It was probably like an hour or so to work, one way. So I had a nice 2 hours a day where I'd just be coming up with ideas and thinking of stuff, and then get home, get on the guitar, and try to work out a structure. But it's weird because either just the key that I think of melodies in usually fit over stuff that he's already written, or I'm just either that, or I've just trained my ear to like transpose the melody to fit what he's written. So a lot of the stuff just works, or I'll just sing it for him, and I'll be like, "How about this? Does this fit?" And eventually it does. But yeah, I think sometimes I'll have moments where the kids aren't going crazy, and I could just sit there and like just noodle on the guitar, and something will come up, or I'll hear something. Yeah, it's not. I don't really get it in the dream state. Maybe daydream state.
It doesn't really come to me any other way. So
if you're like raking leaves or like washing dishes, or you're just driving, and you just maybe turn the radio off and think of some riffs or something like that. That's kind of how I do it.
Wow.
So we've been trading
Method.
lyrics and riffs back and forth for years and years. That was like the first thing we did when we met.
Yeah.
It was Black Lung.
No, I mean just that process.
Oh,
We would just
trading.
take cassette tapes and
Cassette tapes. Remember that?
yeah.
What's that?
Mary Beth, you remember? It's like a little
Born in
tape.
91,
It's
okay?
about the size of your phone.
8-track, darling. You
And you record stuff on it. It's a
know what a
tape.
78 is?
And it had two sides. Yeah, those are the days.
No, but we would
Absolutely.
throughout our week we would, I would write down as much material as I could think of or whatever would come to me, and he would do the same. And then when we would get together to jam, he'd hand me a tape, I'd hand him a tape, and it was always surprising that he might have a riff idea that because he would play more guitar oriented stuff then, and I would, wow, Mike, this is great, and I'd throw a tail on it and it'd be done. Or he might just have some lyrics, and I'm on my way to work, I'm going out the door, and he's like, well, give me an idea with this. I'm like, sing the first line. He would sing the first line, and I'd play an idea, and that was the song.
Yeah.
Now it's
Where
now
are
it's-
you now? Was that how we did that?
It's the digital realm now. So like, there have been practices like Brian was saying earlier where we just hit record
Yeah.
and Ado just runs through the riffs. What do you got?
Yeah.
And then we try to jump in. Oh, that sounds cool. But then there's stuff where Ado's like, oh, I have these 8 ideas in my head. Can I just record them so I can stop thinking about them?
Yeah. I just want to go sleep.
Yeah. So we unload his brain onto it, and then we were doing this like probably in January. Brian's like, there was something that you were playing that I really like. So now we go back to the laptop, we pull up the computer, and I'll just hit play, and Brian starts cycling through stuff. He's like, that's not it, but that's a really good one. Like we have to go back and we have to start working
Bank
on
it.
that. So that's kind of sometimes there's full songs that are done. I hear Mary Beth singing, and I'm like, wow, this could be a really cool tune that Mary Beth can.
You wrote a song for me.
I did.
A very therapeutic song.
I did. Yes. We
Yeah.
don't play it.
We don't.
We have to
play
go
it.
back to
We
it.
have to fix it.
But I wrote a song just for Mary Beth to sing.
Yeah.
And we got to tweak that one, and we'll be back in business. But yeah, now that I've never had the opportunity of a female singer in the band, so now like there's all these like cool keys that you hear in your head. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, I can't sing that, but I can hear Mary Beth singing that, which is really cool.
You
So-
use my life events to make a song.
yeah.
He's like, that'll be a good song.
Yeah, I don't always write from my own
Sucks that
experience.
that happened to her, but good
right.
song.
Yeah, how much?
Storytelling.
I mean, how much
Your
heartache?
your sorrow opens the door to creative avenues like
Yeah.
never before.
Exactly.
Sorry, little girl, but you're living a country music.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
right.
That dog
Gotta be
runs away.
sad.
I'm writing about it.
It's I mean, we found too that it's the best to, if we don't record them, we lose them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
yeah.
And then you have this idea and you're chasing it and you're kicking
Right.
yourself, and yeah, so we definitely gotta, and we built the 3 recorded songs that way, and then you
Yeah.
get to listen back, and then you get to, everyone gets to hear the whole thing, or hey, the first half, the first verse and chorus, and
And we cut and paste. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's do this twice. All right, snip it, move it. Now we can kind of
Yeah,
change it right
so-
there and see how it sounds.
What do you guys
before we
use
waste
for
time.
editing?
Oh, actually.
We suck at every program.
Studio One?
yeah,
Studio One?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's free.
Boom.
I think
Yeah,
it's free.
we
Get
start.
it.
Yeah, we start with DaVinci, and then that just was. A
There's way
nightmare.
better ones than Studio
then-
One. That's just what I have.
Well, we've gone down to now.
I think Pro Tools
down a
is
lower
probably
one.
Pro Tools is like the industry standard.
Wow.
Well, stop before you get to the cassette tapes. I
Yeah.
can tell you on that one.
Now Kyle's like, you got to read it all in one take. I'm not cutting it.
I'm not going to edit this. You're insane. If you take a minute.
I'm going to hit record. You're going to say it, and then we're going to stop.
Yeah.
I don't have
Our
to
brand
cut it.
is going to be slightly unpolished.
That's right. It's a workbench. That's supposed to be.
there
That's
you
So where we
so
go to repair things.
worn. And, yeah.
It's rough.
Always a
hewn.
work in process.
Yes.
So that was an awesome way to build our first 3.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. it
and
worked.
I don't know
Definitely
if you guys had ever done it that way before.
Back in the day, it was always like you had, like, literally, we'd have practice for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, it'd be a Saturday night.
Just to
let's
work
get
on material.
Get together at like 6 o'clock, and we're there till like midnight, and you had time to like run through riffs and like actually get a song together and be like, all right, I'll remember that for next week. Now it's like, yeah, there's no time, and my memory's shot.
COVID.
Let's just
Drinking.
it's probably
Yeah,
whiskey.
I'm busy drinking.
But it's
okay?
like now
Get
so you
to
don't have
this
to
other
stress about worrying about what was that riff?
Yeah.
Because that'll bug you all week. It's just
Sure.
like, nope, let's record it. Then I record it. I throw it on like a wave file. I email it to the band email, and then they can all just, at any point they want, pull up the wave file, listen
Yeah.
to the song.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that is good. All right,
the
let's keep
practice.
that. Let's move that. Let's change this. It's more efficient. I don't think it takes away from the spirit of the writing.
Right.
Right.
In any way where everything sounds cookie cutter and processed. Like, there's got to be some elements of
It's got to be organic.
organic. Yeah, it's got to be organic. And I still think we're able to keep that even with this way that we're.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. You guys have a different.
Sometimes the song's just done. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you got
It-
some
it-
stuff in the bank. It's like, yeah, I wrote the whole thing. Like, let's just let's find time so
Yeah.
we can just practice it.
What, like, how long is your practice now, typically, on Monday night?
They used to be a lot longer.
I think it's
Hour and a
maxed
half.
out at, yeah. hour and a half. Although last
2 hours.
Couple hours.
when we did
last
the
couple.
time change, my clock was off, so I let it roll, and I'm like, wow, it's only
Yeah.
You
It's only
sound like you're that
7:30.
member of the band.
Like you're that member of this podcast. It's 8:00. We need to go to bed.
It's because we practice in your basement. So you're just like, I get to just go right upstairs.
Yeah, I try not to keep anyone too long. We try to keep it.
I have to travel.
90 minutes. She has to travel.
10 minutes
In a
up
big
395.
city.
She travels to the
big
big
city of
city of
Putnam.
Putnam. Traffic is usually just crazy.
Yeah.
I got to put my kids to bed. I try to be home for bedtime, but
Yeah, I'm the same way. So
Well, it helped us also to streamline away from so much band speak,
Yeah.
which is, if nobody is around a musician, you don't get it. Because Mike's looking at me. No, da da da, not la la la.
oh, that's like how Brian and I
Na,
speak.
na, 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 na.
We don't know,
that part
like
that goes bin in
yes, that's what we do.
Yes.
Well, let's
Yes.
do 2 pot.
2 measures of that,
one
right?
bin.
Okay, I don't like the minute.
Because they talk about like notes and tuning, and Brian are like, yeah, do that. Like, we don't know what we're
I'm
talking
that
just saying,
one more
it
time.
needs to go higher or lower.
That's it, yeah.
Or I'll walk in the room and I can't remember a riff, and we didn't record it, and Mike will be like, oh, it goes, oh,
Yeah, I can
this one.
just literally.
And then I
on my
start playing.
back.
He's like, how did you
Oh, yeah.
get that from?
It's bizarre.
I was wondering how we were going to do when we had a guest with a language barrier.
That's what it was.
Well, every night it's usually used.
It's my podcast. I can make up as many words as I want.
That's right.
This is true.
Oh, man. Well, that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you for having
You
me.
guys are awesome.
Awesome.
Super honored to have you guys here.
Thanks.
And,
We're honored to be here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Super excited to see where you guys go. And try to remember us. In small
Yeah.
town.
When you get big and go to the big city.
The big
Where they probably have 2 workbenches.
Yeah.
Whoa, what are you? How's your counting skills there, buddy?
That we can sit at.
You just want everything.
Oh, you've learned a lot
2
about him.
workbenches, both with drinks. 2 bars is what he meant.
Their whiskey bottles were full.
Try to be
Half
as
empty.
we try to be as accommodating as we can.
No, thanks so much. This is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Never
thank
been on a
you.
podcast. This is awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. That's
We'll
so
try to
cool that this was
snag
your
some of
first.
this and somehow get it on.
Well,
our
maybe you'll have us
socials,
again.
So it's
Wink,
it's
wink.
there
Yeah.
forever.
Once we upload it to YouTube, you guys can download it and
Oh, perfect.
put
Absolutely.
it out whatever way you want.
Yep.
So
Mm.
yeah, that'll
And
be
we'll
cool.
share you
And if
all the time.
And if you
Yeah.
start if you start doing that with like clips and reels and whatnot, just show us how to do that.
Yeah, you should do it with a TikTok and then show me how.
I can't legally have TikTok on my phone.
Oh, you
Because
can.
of the terms and agreements that you
We
agree
signed?
to.
No,
No.
not here.
You can't legally have your phone now. You have to give it to me.
Oh,
When you sign.
you don't want this phone.
When you download TikTok as a realtor, you have confidentiality and ethical laws.
Like,
oh.
like HIPAA for houses.
Yeah.
I can relate. Thank you.
Exactly. It is like HIPAA for houses. And
Oh.
I like
so
that.
they get to read everything on your phone. So to me, I read those and I was like, not
pass.
for me.
Yeah, you could have some
Yeah.
like documents, contracts, things like that. Sure,
Correct,
sure,
exactly.
sure.
Oh,
So,
wow,
like,
okay.
So TikTok.
Let's
well,
do some
it
reels then.
Has to be a whole
Yeah.
other device.
I could
if
probably
wanted
figure
to
that out
TikTok
easier
it.
too. So
I barely have.
Oh, you're in the same boat
Win-win.
as us.
Yeah.
cut and paste. It should be pretty easy, right? I've been doing pretty good. I've been adding music.
I'm big on automation.
Yeah.
Store.
Here's the
Adding
video.
music to the reels.
Adding
I did that
music to
today. I was like, wonder if Whiskey Boulevard has anything sold to Facebook.
We got it.
We do. Yeah.
on there.
We're on Facebook,
I looked it
Instagram.
up. I didn't see.
If you just
Yeah,
look
did
up
it wrong.
Whiskey Boulevard,
So-
spell the full Boulevard.
When you go to do
We're
a
on
reel on Facebook,
Honestly.
like there's music clips that you can put in your reel.
You can
Yeah,
do so.
we should be on there. Or you know what we
Right.
do? We start with Instagram and then
Instagram.
share to
So
Facebook.
Maybe that's
Oh.
where I screwed up.
We are on
I
Facebook
don't know
though.
because I
Are we?
cross post. And
Yeah,
stuff.
because
Yep.
it's part of the
yeah,
the thing,
I don't know.
the package. We're on
Pay
there.
you to
I
be-
paid
to
for
have that
Facebook.
sound clip on there
No.
because that's what I thought. Facebook, when you get those overlay songs
Mm-hmm.
that go over your reels, like that's paid for by that.
No. They just take like
platform.
the best music they hear and put it on there. I don't know.
We don't know how it works, but we know that.
Yeah, that's it. We'll go with that.
All right. Yeah, right.
That was a good plug. That's a great way to end.
All right. Well, in our experience, Kyle talked to a lawyer that said that if it's offered, that means that platform paid.
Oh yeah,
Music.
my cousin's an entertainment lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
You have his
Should
card.
have him call us.
He barely responds to me. Actually, his parents, when I said, I reached out to Colin, they're like, did he get back to you? I was
Because he hasn't talked to us in 7 years.
Like,
When
listen,
you guys post your music, that doesn't automatically give me trademark to do that. To like repost your.
no, but you know what would happen is if Facebook didn't have a trademark with the band, you guys would even get flagged and say
Right.
it's copyright, you can't use it.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when we uploaded our stuff, like I think YouTube music, that's like that'll get dinged. Like if
Correct.
if you try to
Right,
like
right.
post our music on this podcast, we'll get to say
That's-
yes,
yeah.
you can or you can't. But I feel like with like Facebook, you just find our song and add it.
All right.
It's
so
like
here's the
Spotify,
question.
like just add it.
Should we close with one of your songs? 'Cause
Oh,
that's
let's
what we
do
were-
it.
Oh,
That's
that'd
what we
be
were
cool.
gonna do.
Let's do it.
Oh, we're not ready to close. I got a whole spiel.
Oh,
Flashing.
spiel.
Oh yeah.
Listening.
Yeah, please close.
Do it in one go.
Remember to breathe.
Oh, the pressure's on.
Big
The
breath.
Community Workbench family wants to remind everyone of our Valentine's Day season Spread the Love campaign. If you can, consider donating to your local food bank. They take foods, non-perishables, and any other types of goods, especially through these colder months. Coats, blankets, whatever you have, whatever you can. Please do that. Also, join us Monday, April 1st at 6 p.m. when we interview Philip Kiley from the American Legion Post 21 in Danielson, Connecticut. Let your high schoolers know because there are scholarship opportunities we will be discussing. As always, buy local, hire local, dine local, volunteer local, and donate local. Have great days, everybody.
Boom, there it is.
That's great.
Done.
Perfect. That's what I was going to say.